Racist cop pours coffee on a quiet black pregnant woman. He had no idea who she raised. Have you ever seen a quiet mother humiliated so badly you wished you could stand up for her? Some injustices stay hidden for years, until the child she's carrying decides to fight back. This is Angela's story, a story you won't forget. Angela Johnson was born quiet. Her mother used to say, "Some babies cry to be fed." You just watched the world with those big brown eyes. Those eyes saw plenty. They saw her father, Ernest, come home from the mill each night, the smell of sweat and iron clinging to his skin. They saw her mother, Claudine, fix the same pot of beans and rice every Sunday when the church folks came by. They saw neighbors nod politely in daylight but cross the street at night if a black man walked by. Angela grew up in that small southern town, one of those places that prided itself on good manners, while its secrets rotted underneath. On Sunday mornings, the same sheriff who broke up civil rights marches decades before still sat in the front pew, hands folded, pretending his sins had been washed clean. Folks said the town had changed. But Angela's daddy used to say, "Changed for who, baby girl? Not for us." Angela's day started before sunrise. She wrapped her belly tight with her old wool coat, slipped on shoes that pinched her swollen feet, and whispered to her baby one more time, "Just a little longer, love. Mama's gonna get us through this." She stepped into the chill of morning, every breath a reminder of the life she carried alone. The town streets were still asleep, but the coffee shop on the corner glowed like a promise of warmth. It was the one place Angela could sit for a moment, gather herself, and sip something hot before her shift. Inside, the same weary cashier greeted her with a nod. No one else paid her much mind. Angela liked it that way. She settled in by the window, hands resting on her belly, eyes half closed. She felt her baby kick, one small heartbeat against a world that never made space for women like her. Then the door swung open. Cold air cut through the cafe. In stepped Officer Dale Whitman, badge shining, boots squeaking. He was the town's reminder that some people could get away with anything if they wore the right uniform. Angela froze. She looked down, hoping he'd pass her by. But Whitman never let an opportunity slip. He ordered his coffee, black, extra hot, then turned toward Angela with that grin that made her stomach knot. "You people always think you can sit wherever you want." Angela's voice caught in her throat. "Sir, I'm just waiting for the bus." Whitman leaned closer, his breath smelling of stale tobacco. "Move. Now." She tried to stand. Her legs felt like water. Then she felt it. The sudden heat. The hiss of liquid. Hot coffee poured straight onto her shoulder, soaking her thin coat, burning through to her skin. She gasped, the whole cafe watching but no one daring to move. Whitman's smirk widened. "Oops." Angela didn't scream. She bit her lip until she tasted blood. She picked up her purse with shaking hands, coffee dripping onto the floor, and walked out. The cold outside stung less than the burn on her skin. On the bus, she sat alone, her reflection in the window staring back, a quiet woman who had just been taught her place. Again. But that night, Angela lay on her old mattress and made a promise to her unborn child. "They will never pour this on you. You will stand up. You will never bow." Years passed. Her boy, Elijah, grew up hearing whispers about that day. The hush around it made him angry. Why did no one say his mother was strong for surviving it? Why did the town pretend it never happened? At 16, Elijah found the courage to ask. Angela sat him down at their kitchen table, the same table where she once counted pennies for bus fare. She told him everything. The coffee, the stairs, the silence. Elijah felt fire rise in his chest. That night, he promised himself he'd never stand by while injustice burned someone else. He studied harder, spoke louder, pushed back when teachers told him to know his place. The whispers about his mother became his fuel. One winter morning, now a young man, Elijah took a job at that same cafe. Saving money for law school, he said. But part of him wanted to stand in that place where his mother had once been humiliated, to face whatever might come. It didn't take long. Whitman, older but no less cruel, walked in. Same badge, same mean grin. He ordered his coffee, looked Elijah in the eye, and said, "You Angela's boy? Hope you know your place better than she did." Elijah didn't flinch. He handed over the coffee without a word. But when Whitman squeezed his wrist, spilling the cup onto the counter, the cafe went silent. This time someone pulled out a phone. This time someone cared. Elijah looked him dead in the eyes and said, "No, sir. I don't have a place under your boot." That clip would spread like wildfire, the video, the story, the truth. Angela's humiliation would not be buried in silence. It would roar through every screen, every household. and for the first time the town would have to listen. The video of Elijah standing up to Officer Whitman spread like wildfire. People in town who had stayed silent for years suddenly found their voices. Old secrets bubbled up. Whispered stories of a badge used as a weapon, complaints that never made it past the front desk. The local news showed Angela's story on the evening broadcast. The quiet woman who had once left that cafe burned and humiliated now had a son who refused to bow. Elijah didn't stop there. He found other families, a young man who'd been beaten for resisting, a woman who lost her job because Whitman told her boss she was trouble. Together they filed a case. It wasn't just about one cup of coffee anymore. It was about every injustice hidden in plain sight. Angela sat on her porch the day the subpoena arrived. Her hands shook. She'd spent years keeping her head down, raising her boy, surviving. Now her son asked her to stand in the light. "Mama," Elijah told her, "this is your story too. You can't let them erase it." In the courtroom, Angela's voice trembled. She told them about the day Whitman poured hot coffee on her. How everyone just watched. How she went to work burned, humiliated, but never said a word. She told them how she made a promise to her baby that night, and how that baby had kept his promise to her. Whitman sat there, stone-faced. But each witness chipped away at the shield he'd hidden behind for decades. Photos, old complaints, video evidence. The jury didn't take long. Guilty. Fired. Stripped of his pension. Outside the courthouse, reporters asked Angela how she felt. She looked at Elijah standing beside her. Strong, steady, the man she always prayed he'd become. "Justice doesn't erase the scars," she said softly. "But it shows the next mother she's not alone." Years later, Elijah would stand on a stage in his graduation gown, looking out at a sea of faces. He told them about a quiet mother who taught him that silence doesn't mean surrender. He told them about the coffee, the burn marks that never fully faded. He told them that every small stand can ripple into something bigger than hate. Angela, older now, sometimes sits by her window at night, listening to the wind rattle the glass. She thinks about the night before that coffee shop, the promise she whispered to her belly. She smiles, knowing her son turned her whispered hope into a voice the world couldn't ignore. If you believe quiet love can break the chains of injustice, click on the comment section what you think about this story. And don't forget to subscribe, because Innocent Files will always stand for the ones who once stood alone.